What are you gonna pay? Say it. How much? What are 115, 115 bucks. 125, 115, 135, Mary.
Remember her from Storage Wars, the fierce bidder, the quick-wit, the woman who could stare down any rival at the auction block. You might think you know her story, but you've only seen what the cameras wanted you to see. Behind the scenes was a whirlwind of personal battles, shocking twists, and moments that nearly ended it all. From public scandals to private heartbreak, her journey is far more dramatic than any locker she ever opened. Stick around, because what happened after the spotlight faded will leave you stunned, and maybe even change how you see Storage Wars forever. Mark Ballo was one of the flashiest faces ever to grace Storage Wars. Nicknamed Rico Suave for his sharp suits and stacks of cash, he was always ready to outbid anyone if he sensed something valuable hidden inside a locker. Born in Portugal, raised in Brazil until the age of 14, and later building his life in the United States, Mark was a self-made man. He owned a video game store called the Game Exchange before opening his own auction house in 2011, stepping fully into the world that would make him a television name. His biggest claim to fame came in 2011 when he discovered a stolen copy of Action Comics #1, the first Superman comic missing from actor Nicolas Cage's home. For more than a decade, rather than cash in, Mark made sure it was returned to its rightful owner. The comic was worth close to $1 million, and the act cemented his reputation as a man of integrity. But behind the scenes, his world was crumbling. Just 2 days before his death, Mark was arrested in Simi Valley, California for meth possession and being under the influence. With legal troubles mounting, he confided to his fiancée, Elizabeth Metzis, that he was in a bad place mentally. On a Monday morning, Mark was found in his car parked at his auction house. He had died from carbon monoxide poisoning in what officials ruled an apparent suicide. He was just 40 years old. Fans and friends were stunned. The confident, charming man they saw on screen had been fighting silent battles no one knew about. If Mark's passing shocked viewers, the loss of Gunter Natsota broke their hearts. The father of cast member Renee Natsota, Gunter joined Storage Wars in Season 8 and quickly became a fan favorite. Known for his warmth, humor, and genuine kindness, he was one of the few personalities who never seemed to attract any hate online. Behind the camera, though, he was fighting lung cancer. In 2022, doctors told Gunter his years of smoking had left his lungs full of holes. By the time it was diagnosed, it was too late for treatment. In March 2023, Gunter passed away in his sleep in a hospital in Salt Lake City, Utah, with his youngest son, Ricky, at his side. Renee shared the news in an emotional video, explaining that the family had kept his illness private, hoping for a miracle. Before joining the show, Gunter had lived a colorful life, born in Austria, moving to Las Vegas in 1990, playing bass with musicians like Michael Schenker and Leslie West, and even acting in films like Do Not Disturb. Though his time on Storage Wars was shorter than others, he left a lasting mark on viewers. Fans of Storage Wars, Texas will remember Dr. Morris Mo Prigoff, the eccentric, stylish podiatrist with a love for rare finds. For over 30 years, Mo searched for unique art and furniture, eventually opening his own store, River Regency Modern, in Dallas. On the show, he often partnered with Mary Padian, bringing humor and flair to every auction. Away from television, Mo was a man of many passions: music, gardening, basketball, travel, and a deep devotion to his wife of 19 years, Michaela. After quietly battling illness for 6 years, Mo passed away on March 4, 2021, leaving behind a legacy of creativity and charm. Known as the Gambler, Daryl Sheets was an original cast member of Storage Wars, a big spender with even bigger payoffs. His most famous win came when he paid $3,600 for a locker filled with Frank Gutierrez artwork, appraised at $300,000. But in 2019, Daryl's luck nearly ran out. After 3 months of feeling unwell, he suffered a mild heart attack and was diagnosed with congestive heart failure and a serious lung condition. Surgery saved him, and within a month his heart function improved to 40%. But he admitted he wasn't out of the woods. His son, Brandon Sheets, once his auction sidekick, was cut from the show in 2017 due to budget cuts. Brandon shifted to real estate, then trucking for UPS until a terrifying 2020 accident. Sleeping in the back of a semi, his co-driver crashed into another truck at 70 miles per hour. Brandon woke to chaos, was rushed to a hospital in Texas, and though his injuries were minor, the experience left him shaken, especially after UPS allegedly denied him workers' compensation. Both father and son survived their ordeals, but their brushes with mortality were a reminder that not all dangers in their lives happened in front of the cameras. Dan and Laura Dotson, the married auctioneers who run American Auctioneers, are the heartbeat of storage wars. But in 2014, Dan suffered a medical emergency that nearly killed him, a double brain aneurysm. Laura recalled watching his skin turn bluish-green as his eyes rolled back. Quick action and minimal bleeding saved his life. While recovering in the hospital, Dan made a life-changing vow. "Guess what? I'm a non-smoker now." Then, in 2020, tragedy almost struck again when their son, Garrett, was shot while visiting friends in Arizona. The bullet tore through his vena cava, causing massive internal bleeding. In a desperate bid to keep him alive during an airlift to Las Vegas, a doctor massaged his heart by hand. Against all odds, Garrett survived, and the shooter was arrested. For the Dotsons, the experience was another reminder of how quickly life can change. They were known as the young guns of storage wars, Brandy Passanti and Jera Schultz, whose bickering made them one of the show's most entertaining duos. In 2014, they even got their own spin-off, Brandy and Jera, Married to the Job. But fame came with a dark side. In 2020, Brandy revealed she had received disturbing letters from so-called fans, some so threatening that she moved to a gated community and sought therapy. By 2021, their romantic relationship was over, though they continued filming together. But in May that year, TMZ reported that Jera was facing domestic violence charges after an incident at a bar in Orange County, California. Brandy allegedly asked him to leave several times before things turned physical. The fallout cemented their split, with Brandy focusing on her children and Jera moving on with a new relationship. Known as the Collector, Barry Weiss was storage wars wild card, rolling up in eccentric cars, wearing skeleton gloves, and bidding on oddities just for the thrill. In April 2019, Barry's daredevil streak nearly cost him his life. While riding motorcycles in Los Feliz, Los Angeles with a friend, they crashed into a car. Barry was hospitalized with serious chest and leg injuries, requiring multiple surgeries and a long recovery. Rumors of Barry Weiss's death swirled across the internet, but the truth was far less grim, though still life-changing. Barry eventually returned to the public eye, not as the full-throttle treasure hunter fans remembered, but living a quieter, more laid-back life. He has made occasional appearances on Storage Wars, offering glimpses of the humor and charisma that made him a fan favorite, and even lent his distinctive voice to casino advertisements in Northern California. While he stepped back from the intensity of the auction scene, his reputation as one of the show's most colorful and unpredictable personalities remains firmly intact. Since its premiere on December 1, 2010, Storage Wars has pulled millions of viewers into the high-stakes, adrenaline-fueled world of bidding on abandoned lockers. The show's unique mix of genuine finds, quirky personalities, and sometimes outrageous behind-the-scenes drama proved irresistible, spawning a range of spin-offs stretching from Texas to Canada. Fans have tuned in for over a decade to watch fortunes made or lost in the blink of an eye. But behind the big profits and playful rivalries, the cast's real lives often told a different story. The people behind the paddles have faced more than just competitive bids. They've endured sudden illness, devastating accidents, financial collapse, public scandals, and heartbreaking personal losses. Some of these stars fought their way back, emerging stronger than before. Others weren't so lucky, leaving fans with memories instead of new episodes. Now, as season 16 approaches in June 2025, excitement is building. Viewers will be ready for the thrill of the hunt, the banter, and the big reveals. But perhaps this time, audiences will watch with a deeper awareness, knowing that beyond the dusty storage units, and the stacks of forgotten treasures. There are human stories, struggles, and triumphs that never make it to air. So, what do you think, coincidence or curse? The untold stories of Storage Wars prove that the biggest dramas happen off-screen. If you were shocked by what you heard today, hit that like button, share this with fellow fans, and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes truths from your favorite shows. Thanks for watching.